If they're not willing to come in and stay here, nothing else matters. Content doesn't matter, my delivery doesn't matter. Step one is get them in the room. Step two is get them to stay in the room. And then from there, anything is possible.
Sometimes I think we pay attention to, like, when a parent comes in, I want them to know that I have the periodic table here. I want them to see this bulletin board that I did. The parents don't spend time in there. You do, and your kids do. And so we want the classroom to be set up in a way that's comfortable for you, that's comfortable for your students, that will be generally regulating. Pick songs that are 60 beats per minute, 70 beats per minute. That's a regulated heart rate or a slower heart rate.
Some kids, their sensory needs, their midbrain might be seeking more, and they need more of an individual approach, and fidgets can oftentimes meet that need very well. The key is having the right fidget for the right need.
If it works, you'll see the students doing better, and if it doesn't, you'll see them struggling. And so as long as you can talk to them about that and say, that's not the thing for you, let's try something else. To me, that's the way to handle anything new you bring into your classroom.
You may not see a child in the AP classroom that's going to pick up the chair and throw it because they're frustrated. You're going to see the daydreamers. You're going to see the leg shakers underneath the table, the ones tapping their pencils. That's the kind of anxiety that you see in these classes.
So when you're trying new strategies, I think it's important to remember to be patient with yourself and try not to fall back on old habits. I think we're trained a certain way when we go to learn to be a teacher, that we have to do things a certain way, but it's really not one size fits all.
And if we only view behavior through that lens of this kid's doing something wrong, it needs to be fixed, oftentimes we're left with, how do we motivate that kid to do right? How do we motivate that kid not to do wrong? And we're left with rewards and punishments.
I'll talk with the teacher after class and talk about, what do we see here? What do you think was going on with this kiddo? How do you know they were dysregulated? What did they do that led you to believe they were dysregulated? And walk through those steps with them, so it's actually a live example, and then it's like, okay. And so then the teacher now, after we've sat down and processed that student, can take that information now and apply it to the student maybe the next day, or apply it to students for the next period.
Research has been showing that 50% of teachers leave the profession within 5 years, and that the majority of people in the classroom say that it is just really stressful these days, and many are questioning whether they want to stay or just counting the days to retirement. This isn't good for us, this is good for our students. We need to be able to find a way to do these jobs in a way that we can stay regulated, in a way that we can deal with our stress and the stressors all around us. We can't always make the stressors go away, but we can absolutely deal with the stress, deal with the physiological aspects of stress that are going through our bodies. And there's some simple things that we can do throughout the day that are good for us and our students.
Some kids are behaving the way that they do because they need that help, and that's the only way they know how to ask for it. So listen when a kid is misbehaving, not acting right, telling you they have certain thoughts. Understand that they're asking for help, and help them as best as you can.
The experience that students have in the classroom is what actually creates brain development in that social emotional realm. So we have such an opportunity with these students in our classroom. At NeuroLogic, we are all about seizing that opportunity and supporting you as you create change in your school. Visit us at neurologicbylakeside.org.